Hi everyone, welcome to Angel Conversations. And oh my God, I am so excited. Look who we've got today, the incredible Radleigh
Shaw.
Valentine.
Shaw, whatever. Hey, Claire.
Hi Radleigh, I am super psyched that you are joining us today. I've got so many things that I want to ask you, but for
Sure.
the audience, so we just start off and let people
Okay.
know about your books and your incredible card decks.
Well, I mean, I'm for some reason I'm blushing. I don't know why I'm blushing. So, yeah, I've got 3 books out so far, and a 4th one coming in January. I've got uh, 7 decks out. Deck number 8 comes out in October, and then there are decks beyond that. I have lots of video courses. So yeah, and all of that has been done since 2012. So I've been a busy boy. So
Yeah, you've done a lot.
yeah, it's more than 1 product a year average, but that's just the accountant talking. So
Ah, well, something came to my mind yesterday, and
okay.
my daughter started reading tarot cards, and of course, we have got your incredible deck here.
Thank you.
And she pulled the Eight of Cups, and it reminded me of you because you've actually done something revolutionary with the tarot, haven't you, Radleigh? Because you have made it so that the scary cards are not so scary anymore.
Well, and so tell your daughter that thank you for the reading, because that reading was honestly more for me than for her. And I'm digging for that card right now, because that is a card that I am seeing a lot. Because this card actually was sort of meant to be me anyway, and that's my little boy Jace, and we lost him last weekend.
Oh,
And
bless.
so it's where we're adjusting, but I have been asking Jace for signs, and you just gave me one. Your daughter gave me one by literally picking the card that has him on it. But also, we're in the process of moving. So this is a spectacular card for that. It's one of my favorite cards because, just briefly, the 8 of Water, aka 8 of Cups, is this card where we make a decision that life needs to be more powerful, that life needs to be more meaningful. We make a decision to go on a spiritual quest. It's not the universe kicking our little butts and saying, go, 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 go. It's this moment where we make the choice that there has to be more to life than this, and we go and we find it. And I've always loved that card. But you're right. When I first started reading tarot cards, years ago, um, I didn't like the cards. I didn't, it's like, after 30 something years of reading cards, it's like I understand and value and appreciate Rider Waite, which I prefer to call Waite Smith, to honor Pamela Coleman Smith, who some say, including me, was the real genius behind that deck. But I digress. It's like, I understand the value of it and stuff, but I didn't want to see the guy lying face down in a pool of blood with 10 swords in his back. I didn't want to see that stuff. And so, I was always on a mission for the decks that I could read from that wouldn't freak me out, wouldn't freak out the person getting a reading from, that had a softer, gentler tone to it. Tarot is over 600 years old, and it's like things were rough back then, and people were illiterate, and so there was this sense of, we need to slap people upside the head with these messages for them to get them, and we've reincarnated a bazillion times since then. We don't need that. We're gentle souls, and you can tell the story of the Ten of Swords without someone laying in a pool of blood. It's all very melodramatic and unnecessary, and to say that the situation is over. Now I know I'm simplifying, but still. And so that is, I think, what I've been known for. I'm not always popular in the tarot community. There are people who say I've ruined tarot, but oh well.
I love your tarot cards, and my husband John, he will, if he's got a business decision or something, he will pull a few cards. And
I love that.
Before your decks, he used to take the Tower and the Three of Swords out of the pack. So he couldn't pull them because he hates them cards. But going back to that Eight of Cups, yeah. I've actually got just that one card of yours. I'm not sure which deck it's from, but it's called Raphael, I'm sure, and he's crossing.
Yeah, it's Archangel Power Tarot cards, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you gave me that card. You signed it for me at a event. Yeah.
Oh my God, and it was eight of Raphael.
Yeah, that's why I brought up the card. Yeah. And
I am literally gobsmacked that. How long ago was that, Claire?
Well, I think, I'm not sure when it was, but I bumped into you and Kyle Gray having breakfast in a hotel in Bristol, and you met my family.
Okay.
Possibly 6 years ago.
Yeah, probably like 2014, 2015, maybe, yeah. Possibly. Oh God, oh my goodness, that is wild. And that it was that card.
You gave me that card, you signed it, because I seen you and I'm like, oh my God, there's Radleigh Valentine. So I'm giving you a cheeky wave and you just come straight over to our breakfast table and you're like, hey, what a beautiful family. And you gave me the card and you gave me a message from that card. And it was a really positive one. And where I was at the time, I had a successful therapy business and I was full-time doing massages, teaching reflexology, giving readings, but I'd always had a dream of being a Hay House author. And I was at a point in my life where I had to let the business go and risk having no income to get cracking with this book. And I seen you and you give me the card and I thought, oh God, Eight of Cups, because I'd always thought that it was a terrifying card, dark night of the soul. And you just worded it in such a magnificent way. And that was when it opened my eyes to just the way you interpret the tarot. And it's so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I just don't see it that way. I see it as, because there's so many cards in tarot where it feels like the universe is like, I'm kicking your butt, or I'm like, it's like, it's time to go. Your husband doesn't like the Tower. I call that card transformation, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's the thing about it for me, for that card, is that it's a longing. And it was like that, in retrospect, all these years later, it's like, it makes sense that you got that card, because that's where you were. You were in this longing and you wanted this new thing and you knew it was for you, but it meant leaving stuff behind. Yeah. And look at you now.
It's all worked out. You've just got to go for it, haven't you? Follow your passions.
And go. Absolutely.
So I am super excited about this new deck. Are you allowed to show us the box or show us a cheeky card, or is it still?
Sure, I'll show you some. So this is the new one that's coming out in October, is called Guardian Angel Messages Tarot Cards. And I have, as Claire knows, I have a real love affair with the guardian angels, because for me, it's like everybody loves the archangels, and I do too, but it's because they're so glamorous and they're so specific, and you go to Michael for this and Gabriel for that, and it's like a little like phone book on on your phone where you're like who to call. But the thing about the guardian angels is that they're there 24/7. They're with you lifetime after lifetime, and they love you and they know you and they support you and they're there for you and you only. And so I wanted to present to people a look at guardian angels that showed them that they're just as powerful in our lives as the archangels are. And so just to show you some of the cards, this is the High Priestess.
Oh, stunning.
And this is on the cover. This is Wise Counselor, AKA the Hierophant. I call the Fool the Dreamer card. And the Magician and the Sun. I love this one. This one,
I love the Sun.
The Justice card. And so it's meant to like show the guardian angels in this manner of still an angel, still really powerful, still really magnificent. And the cards are also meant to be a little bit, first of all, for people who are fascinated by tarot, but also had their feet wet through oracle cards. And so rather than my normal like putting phrases down at the bottom, I just put a few words and gave it an oracle card kind of look with the full bleed and the gold framework around it. And the cards, when you get to the minor arcana, the cards there's a symbol on each card. So here we have the white feather, we have an actual guardian angel, there's pennies and white butterflies and all of the things that we think of as like, here's a sign from the archangels, 444. And so they're represented in life to sort of like get people who get the deck who maybe aren't full on angel people like you and me, that to get their eyes trained for those messages that are coming from their guardian angels to know what those look like. So that's just, a thimbleful of what the deck is about. But I used Dan Craig as the illustrator, wonderful experience, amazing artist. And it's just a gorgeous, lush, rich deck of cards, with imagery that is very contemporary, two of water, that you can see and go, yeah, that's today. That looks like my life, So yeah. Anyway.
Well, I can't wait to get my hands on a deck of those. And I love the colours. They're so vibrant, and
yeah,
looking at the images, it instantly uplifts you. And that's what I also find with your Angel Wisdom Tarot. There's no doom and gloom with the same repetitive reds and blues like in a lot of the older decks. I mean, the first deck that I started reading was the Swiss Tarot, and they are difficult to read. Like if you pull the 6 of Wands, it's got 6 wands on it.
Oh, yeah.
There's just no symbolism at all to help you out.
Right.
So that was my first deck.
Well, and that's what Angel Wisdom Tarot cards has going for it, I feel like, because I jam-packed symbolism into that deck. I mean, and if I took out a piece of symbolism that I did not like because I thought it was gruesome or scary, I put something back in to replace it. So, it's full of symbolism, and I absolutely my best piece of work to date. And we'll see what people think about that, but this is the deck that people love this and Angel Tarot cards.
Yeah, I've got the Fairy Tarot as well.
Oh yeah, that's Howard David Johnson. Yeah, he makes beautiful art. Yeah.
So Radleigh, I want to ask you.
Yes.
Are you also a medium?
Okay, so let me just back up a little bit. Okay, so my spiritual career started because my then boyfriend gave me John Holland's book, Born Knowing. And I read that book on the beach with my brothers, and I came back and went, that is what that's it. That's it. That's what I'm doing. And so I studied with John Holland. I did all that stuff. So the truth of the matter is for your people who don't know me that well, I used to be an accountant. Okay, I used to be a certified public accountant. I am a really good accountant. I don't want to do accounting. I am a really good medium. I don't like doing mediumship. I prefer to just leave that to John Holland and Heather Hildebrand and Lisa Williams and these people who are really good at it. And instead, I just want to go to the angels. That's my realm. That's where I feel good. That's where I feel happy. And when you think about the way that I've perceived tarot, that I wanted to lighten everything up and I wanted to make everything as uplifting as I possibly could, normally I'm going to want to be on the angelic realm. I'm just going to want to be up here. I don't want to be down here with the human energy, past or present.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as you, Radleigh.
I thought you might be.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was also going to ask you, this is just a cheeky question that I ask everybody, and it's so difficult to choose, but who is your favorite archangel?
Uriel. That's not hard.
Same.
Oh, really? No kidding. I did not know that. Oh,
Yeah.
no, totally. I was branded by Uriel from the get-go. I mean, he claimed me day one that I started doing angels in this crazy, crazy way. So I love Uriel. I love Gabriel because I'm a writer, I'm a communicator, I'm a speaker. So that connection to Gabriel is very important to me. I have recently, developed much stronger relationships with Ariel and Sandalphon. I'm just goo over Sandalphon right now. But I do like them all. I don't dislike anybody. I think that Azrael is the most graceful of all of the archangels, but I really don't want him to come to my house, because if he does, that means someone's in sorrow. And just recently we did have Azrael in our home. Yeah. But it's not because he isn't lovely, because he is. I don't know if you've ever heard this about Azrael, but Azrael said to be the archangel of death because he helps people to pass over. And there's an old story that Archangel Azrael is so beautiful, so unbelievably beautiful, that it doesn't matter what your gender is, and it doesn't matter what your orientation is. It does not matter. That as the soul is leaving, we fall in love with him.
Oh,
and therefore we are willing to follow him and leave this plane to go to the other plane, and we would follow him anywhere, because our hearts are literally jumping out of our chests with love, because he's that beautiful. So but he's also the archangel of healing sorrow. So sorry, big guy, don't come here, because I don't want the sorrow.
It's really interesting because it was around November 2019, I met an angel that I'd never met before called Layla.
Okay.
And she told me that she was the feminine aspect of Azrael.
Okay.
And the way that I understood this was, so when a baby's going to be born on Earth, then there's a death in the spirit world, because that soul comes to stay with us.
Oh, wow. I've never heard that before. Interesting.
So the way that I see it is, she is the archangel that brings the souls from spirit to here, and Azrael is the souls that takes us back home. So
oh, wow.
It's like this amazing role. But when I actually met her, she actually showed me my own mum's death. And my mum was only 56, and she was still working, she was a nurse. And I got up the next morning, I was like, oh no, that's just a bad dream. That's like never gonna happen. And 6 weeks later, she passed, and it was exactly like I'd been seeing in the dream. But Layla, I hadn't really experienced a big grief like that before, big loss. So obviously there's a lot to learn, isn't there? So much to learn. So she was teaching me a lot of things about death that I hadn't even thought about before. So it's just so interesting. I hope I don't bump into her again either. But again, right. It was still like a loving, it was nothing to
right. And it is. I mean, it is. It's just, that's Azrael's gig, is to comfort the bereaved. And so, when we are bereaved and when we are in sorrow, then he is who we should call. But it's a more common thing for us to feel unsafe and therefore want Michael. Or maybe we have a cold and we want Raphael to heal our bodies. Or, it's these other archangels are so much more common. Well, not common, so much more pinned to common human concerns. That's the way I want to say it.
Yeah. I really love Ariel. She really helped me when I was a teenager. I suffered anxiety, and I got a lot of healing, even like actual strategies. She acted like a therapist, like go and do this, go and do that, really practical instructions. So I love Ariel. That's one of my favorite angels as well. And of course, Michael, if you're ever like scared, or if I'm going on a plane, I ask Michael to hold the plane so there's no turbulence. But yeah, definitely Uriel is right up there with the favorite angels. Really, just I'm a Sagittarius as well, so it's that fire. Yay! We're twinning here, Rad. We've got so much.
I'm quintuple Sagittarius. It's like the angels just took a bucket full of Sagittarius and dumped it into my chart. So.
Love it, absolutely love it. I wondered if you could share with us an example of how maybe your guardian angel has helped you.
I mean, I first met Josh when I was 5. And I didn't know when I was 5 that was what was happening, or that was the voice I was hearing, or that was the interaction. It was much later. But Josh coming, it's like I was into angels for a long time before I got really into angels, so I would just say, dear guardian angels, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know a thing about the archangels, squat, nothing. And so one day, my ex and I, who I'm still friends with, but my ex and I bought this house. It was a really old house. And so I just kept feeling like I was bumping into energy. I mean, like I would have like a bundle of laundry and I'd walk down a hall and hit something that wasn't there, and the laundry would go flying. And so I spoke to a friend of mine and said, great, we've bought a haunted house. Fantastic. And her response was very wise. She said, well, Mr. Angel Boy, what makes you think it's something bad? I think you should talk to it and see. And so I had this beautiful painting, I still have it, of a guardian angel. And I just sat down on the edge of my bed because it was in the bedroom and said, okay, it seems like you know me, but I don't know you. Let's just start with your name. And I heard literally out loud, just like you talking to me, I heard Joshua, and it flipped me out. I was like, okay, that's enough. I'm going to leave the house now. I just got in my car and I left.
Later.
But that night, that same night, I had this lucid dream. And I was in this place in the United States where people go for vacation. And I was in this little gift shop. And there was Joshua. And I started laughing and crying at the same time. And I hugged him and he hugged me. And it felt in the dream as though you had bumped into a friend that was your best friend that you hadn't actually physically seen in 10 years. And you bumped into them unexpectedly. And then in my mind, I remember in the dream, because it's the number one dream of my life, I remember thinking, wait a minute, this isn't a dream, this is real. And Josh looked at me and smiled, and I woke up, right? So sucks. I woke up. But ever since that day, I mean, he's been, my friend, this if I'm in sadness or if I am in joy, this energy connection to me that knows me better than I know myself, and that I can reach out to, that I can talk to, that I can ask for advice from. He says not often enough. He's like, you don't ask me advice enough. But it is a magical experience. It's a magical relationship that if your followers have not pursued, I'm just begging you as a human being, make your life better. Make your life better. Make the connection with your guardian angels. Get that connection. The book that I read that got me going on it is a book called Angels Speak by Barbara Marx, and her sister's in spirit now. Her name was, I've lost it, but Barbara Marx is still with us. And it is a book that will lead you through this whole easy peasy path to getting to know your guardian angels. And that's what I did when I met Josh, was I found Angels Speak and I did it, and that cemented the relationship. So it's just such a life-affirming thing to do.
It is, and when I teach similar courses to yourself, of course. Angel communication, getting to know your guardian angel, and I always emphasize the guardian angel over the archangels. I always introduce how to call in the angels of the direction, so we've got that psychic protection going on and all those lovely energies. But I do feel, I feel that archangels have a different energy, a stronger energy, because they're omnipresent. And like you've said, your guardian angel is just for you. And I always say, my guardian angel is my best friend. And the reason why I get so much help is because I always remember to ask Radleigh. In fact, when you see on Facebook all the pictures, my guardian angel looked like this.
Right.
That's probably mine, because I never stop talking and hey, what about this? And what does that mean? I am so curious. I always have been, and I'm always asking, what's this? What's that? It's just kind of the way I am. But I honestly don't know where I will be right now if I did not know my guardian angel. I don't know how I would get through life. The challenges I've been through, they don't take it away, but they're always there, giving the guidance, the advice, the love. There's always being there.
Yeah. And I mean, I have very personal relationships with certain archangels. It's just, and it's like I have a whole little thing that I do in the morning. Dear Archangel Michael, please bless and protect this space, north, south, east, and west, above and below. I mean, it's a whole prayer, and it goes through Michael and Ariel and Raphael, and and I do all that, but it always ends with my guardian angels, dear guardian angels, please be with me now, and let there be no limit to the ways in which you can assist me today, which rolls right into that. That's the end of the prayer. And so it is. So, dear guardian angels, what's up today? It just rolls into, now let's have a chat.
Yeah, I do exactly the same. Did you write that prayer, Radleigh?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I could find that and link it for the watchers.
Oh, sure, of course.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll put mine on as well because it's really similar.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. Yeah, it goes from Michael protecting my whole family to Ariel protecting my fur babies, and manifestation and abundance and prosperity, and then health with Raphael. It's just all the things that you just like want and need. So it'll be interesting to compare them, because I am of the perception that, and because I did go through your book, so a long time ago. I mean, when it came out, whenever that was, I got your book. Well, and so I know that there are differences between, what you might think Gabriel does versus what Radleigh thinks Gabriel does versus what Jophiel versus, that there's differences. And I know that you and I share this. I've had this conversation with Diana before, that it's like, it doesn't matter that Radleigh's got this system that he kind of follows and Claire has this system that she follows. What matters is that you pick one that resonates with you. Maybe you read both and you pick, which one just feels to you. Something's going to feel like that one, and then you use it.
Yeah.
Because saying that Claire is wrong and Radleigh is right, or Radleigh is wrong and Claire is right, just puts God in a box. That's all it does. It puts the divine in a box and says that the divine can only function in this certain way that has all kinds of human ego and crap in it, when in reality, the universe is humongous and big and multifaceted, and can and will meet you where you are in the way that functions for you. At the same time, it's meeting me in the way that functions for me and the way I am.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. We're just perceiving life through our own lens. Yeah. And I always say in all of my events, this is how I see this angel, but however you see it, that is correct. Ignore what I say. This is just how I see it based on my upbringing, my belies. So that's why I'm so passionate about the Guardian Angel Challenge, because I want to validate people's experiences. It doesn't have to be, that you're clairvoyant or you're clairaudient. Anybody can communicate with angels. Every single person can, can't they? As long as you have that intention, you give the angel the invitation, then everybody can do it, or just all in different ways.
Absolutely. We're twins separated at birth.
We actually think
just are. We really are. I mean, it's and I think that anybody that teaches that it has to, and this is why I don't do well in organized religion, right? Is because it's like, no, it's this way, it's that way, it's this way, it's that way. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty human. I'm kind of hoping for a better divine source and one that sounds that human-y. So that's not a word, human-y, but now I guess now it is.
I love Wayne Dyer when he says, have a mind open to everything and closed to nothing. I think that's why I find life so exciting.
Right.
Because I'm just,
absolutely,
bring it on. I'm hungry for knowledge. Show me. I'm ready to learn.
Totally, for sure. But Sages are that way too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're living in that little ninth house of teach me and let me teach, right?
Yeah. definitely. Well, Radleigh, I could talk to you all day. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been my favourite interview so far. I've been super excited. Super excited about this. I'm going to dig out that card and put it on Facebook.
You could not have given me, you and your daughter gave me the best gift by, and it's like, yes, the card, I gave you the card as a gift, and here it has come back around at literally the perfect moment. If we had done this interview 2 weeks before, it wouldn't have meant that.
Yeah.
But because it was now, it means everything.
Yeah.
So
I'm so glad.
Thank you to your daughter, and I'm glad you walked out that door and went after your dream.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I will tell Leah she will be over the moon with this feedback. And I'm just so happy that you got that confirmation, because it just means so much when you get those confirmation signs. I know they just mean the absolute world. So, Radleigh, would you like to share any events that you've got coming up? I know you've got have you got a membership now?
I do. We're not currently enrolling for that at the moment, but we just go to radleighvalentine.com and click on school, and you'll find a ton of stuff that you can look at and consider joining, or you can go to my Facebook page and get free stuff all the time, because I do cards of the day, I do energetic weather report, which is what does the week look like, I do rad scopes, which what does the month look like, at the beginning of the year I do the year, so it's like, and it's all free. You can just go there and get free stuff.
Fabulous. So everyone can just find you on Instagram, Facebook, on Radleigh Valentine.
Yep. Yeah, it's a weird name, so it's real easy to get.
Yeah. Brilliant for your SEO, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks again. Thank you so much, Radleigh. And thank you all for joining us on Angel Conversations. Do find Radleigh, his incredible cards, his books, and all the links to find him are going to be posted below. Lots of love, everyone.